I prepared for it in a very different way than usual. The set list is in chronological order of when I learned, mostly wrote. I have 3 songs I didn't write, but they're in there in the order of when I learned them. And the rest of them I wrote, and they're in the order of when I wrote them. The first set, you probably will have heard the songs if you have followed me at all, and you're going to be perhaps sorely disappointed at the first one. I sort of was. But it coincides. The E has to be a tiny bit flat because when I play the G, it would be sharp, and I play the G more than I play the E. So I'm going to dedicate my performance tonight to our dear friend Jill Garner, who would have been here, except she sadly died after a shortly discovered and short illness. And she's somebody that came to hear me sing forever. And I always thought she was so much younger than I was, and she was, but not that much. You know, it's like she was 6 years younger. But you know, like when you're 20 and 27, that's like a whole different, you know, generation. Anyway, she came to hear me about a year or so ago when I played at that brewery over there, and she requested this next song, and I was like, she was sitting right over there, and said, "Really?" "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay." And I pulled it off. I couldn't believe it. So I learned this song in 1980. Let me be your blender, baby. Hey, I can whip, chop, and puree. This is a body rape song. Let me be your blender, baby. Hey, I can whip, chop, and puree. Gonna whip you up to a jelly doll. I'm gonna chop you up today. Well, the model's real special, doll. Give you everything you need. Sit back and watch me ostracize. Let me be your blender, babe. Hey, I can whip, chop, and puree. Let me be your blender, baby. Hey, I can whip, chop, and puree. Gonna whip you up to a jelly doll. I'm gonna chop you up today. The model is real special, darling. Give you everything you need. Imagine when we were young. I was just imagining that. Those were the days. I was really living this song then. Darling, now whip up any sauce you choose. 1,001 ways to make my little motor moan. Start off slow and easy, baby. I'm gonna get up to a fine, pure ray. You work those gears just right, baby. We gonna make up a real love souffle. Think about that, love. Well, my mother never quits. I don't know how long you could last, but if you don't want your cubes diced, baby, please push that button fast. And let me be your blender, baby. Hey, I whip up the freshest cream in town. Let me be your blender, baby. Whip up the freshest cream in town. Don't you know what they're saying about me, darling? Can't no one bear my wearing down. Thank you. The Blend Blues. That's an old, about 1972 Bonnie Raitt song that she got embarrassed to sing anymore, but not me. I thought it was about kitchen appliances.
Yeah, right.
So that was 1980. This next song is the first song I ever wrote in Oklahoma, and I had been working at the Western Sizzlin'. I was a salad lady. It was my first job in Oklahoma, and they played country music on the radio, which I had not been around much. I mean, I just was not a country music fan. And so I figure it influenced how this song sounded a little bit. Oh, I thought about changing the key. I just did that this afternoon. I'm a little older, but life don't blow the cold. Oh, shit, y'all. I messed up the beginning. Darn it. Can you cut that out of the film? Can you not put that on the album? I'm a little older, but the wind don't blow no colder. It still chills me to the bone. I'm still growing, getting into knowing nothing. That's what'll always keep me young. Hey, wait, what I do, say what I can't say, to make this world my home. And I love you, laughing the blues away. than it did from the day that I got born. 'Cause I'm still a fighter, and the load keeps getting lighter. Long as I'm with you, we're laughing our way back home. Hey, wait, what do I say what I can't say? To make this world my home, and I love you, laughing the blues away. But always come, but don't have to stay so long. We're just laughing our way back home. I wrote this in that same apartment over there on 34th and MacArthur, Northwest, Villa West. Being alone, being alone, being alone. That's my habit. And sometimes I even use cliches. If I ever find that I don't like the way I'm trying, well, I don't get worried, I'm open to change. But I do the dishes alone, I do my wishing alone, I do my fishing alone. By myself. It doesn't always make me lonely. It's just that I am delving into answers to the riddle that a person can only change herself. But I'm used to writing alone, plighting alone, fighting alone. And I try to right my own wrongs. The paradox is, it's not selfish. Except when I practice my selfishness, which I do with blundering finesse. But I can't lose, I'm a success. Being alone, being alone, being alone. That's my habit. Why, I've even constructed political posters. I crossed through the lines on some of those signs. 'Cause all by myself, I changed my mind. But I'm used to voting alone, doting alone, boating alone. And since then, I have actually floated a couple of loans. I'm responsible for myself. I gotta be honesty always, I need some help. Well, you know the God's in me, and together we can fail. But I'm used to running alone, sunning alone, funning alone. And I prefer to do my bumming out alone. There's some things one just does by herself. And when I do get lonely, I've got some friends, but only if I can be a friend to myself. But I'm used to singing alone, winging alone, clinging alone. And every now and then I have me a little fling all alone. I often get lost in my mind, but I know my world will be a better place. Long as I do what I'm doing and keep on trying. Being alone, being alone, being alone, being alone. I know that life inside and out. And I don't mind sleeping alone. So if it's been apparent that there is no you in this song, well, I don't call me you, and this is written for me. me on my own. Being alone, being alone, being alone. In 1984. Do a little switcheroo here. How's the vocal? Is the vocal okay? Is it a little harsh at all?
No.
How's it all?
Is it for you?
Maybe take a few highs out, bring a couple of lows up, and there's some sort of little. Am I too close? Is it too loud?
That's right.
Exactly. Did you take the highs out? Is that any better? That's a little better. Bring some lows up, mids up a little bit. I don't have any mids or lows. I've got too many highs. That's a long story. This next song, whoa, what the hell? What'd you do now? Did you take all the highs, lows, and mids out? I feel like maybe I'm too close. Maybe it's the room. I think it's partly the room. So if it's harsh to your ears, just put the earplugs in. It'll sound better. So I wrote this song in 1985. It was my second claim to fame. And this is 2 songs in a row that are in the key of G, the people's key. I was going to have 5 songs in a row in the key of G, but then I remembered another one. So I didn't have that. I just have experimented with how different can you make a song in the key of G sound. And it's served me well. Anyway, 1985. Don't want to look back over my life and say, hey, I meant to do that. Want to say I tried everything I set my mind to. And if I fail, well, I can't worry, 'cause at least I stuck my neck out. I couldn't come up with anything better to do. 'Cause I've got time to do it, and I've got time to spare. I've got time to do anything worthwhile. Time to show I care. I'm not talking about false hopes. No, I'm not talking about dreams. I'm talking about just loving life, no matter how it seems. I got some people I want to be with, and jobs I want to do. Trains to ride, the places to visit, I got heartache to get through. There's some facts I want to learn, and philosophies to expound. There's bread to bake, rest to take, and tracks to run round and round. Running tracks. Well, I know a man whom I admire. Well, he's worked his whole life through. He's got a happy home, some things of his own, but there are some things he'd like to do. He'd like to golf, he'd like to sail, but he can't find the time. If I could do it, I'd take his hand and I'd give him swim, I get phone calls, I need to make lots of letters to write, and pictures to take, tears to cry, laughs to laugh, and hands I want to shake. Sometimes I don't feel like hugging. Sitting on the porch, I watch things grow. It helps me know life comes from a higher source. If God got time to love a dandelion and even a damned old flea, surely God has got the time to lend a hand to a woman like me. It gives me time to do it. It gives me time to spare. It gives me time. Perhaps you're even thinking it's just great that I feel this way. But if you're human and can identify, well, I'm sure you felt some of these things. So this is the question that I pose, and here is how it rings. Have you got time to do it? Have you got time to spare? Tell me you got time to do anything worthwhile. Time to show you care. You're talking about just loving life, no matter how it seems. I got a record to make, new places to sing, and baby cats to raise, and swings to swing. I got oceans to lie by before I die, presents to give, new recipes to try. I got yards to trim and new crafts to learn. I got books to read and candles to burn, air to breathe and new thoughts to get. You see, I don't know all of me yet. Still learning something new almost every day. Many years ago, about probably 1985 or 6, Gary Reynolds told me that was a list song. And ever since, I realized I love list songs. Don't you?
Yeah.
Just a list of stuff. We put it in a song. That's nice. Ooh, I forgot. I could do another song in G if you want me to. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is awful. I wrote this one before I wrote that one though. I wrote this one in 1984, the year before that one. You think it's okay if I put it in the set list even though it's a little bit off?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. God, now we're out of order. Speaking of our near and dear Mary Reynolds, one time she told me this was, I don't know if she said her favorite song I ever wrote. I'm not sure she said that. But it's one of the ones, she said it's the most edgy. She likes it because it's edgy. I'm like, now this is 1984, y'all. Remember? Back when you could pay your bills in public? go in. Now this is me walking up the street on whatever it is, Harvey or Hudson. I can never get those two. It was to the Oklahoma Natural Gas and Electric. And I was new to Oklahoma, and I'm like, I gotta get my gas in one place, my electric in the other. And the gas and electric is called gas and electric, and it still is, isn't it? No, it's called OMG now. Anyway, this is me walking up the street, Harvey or Hudson. Anybody remember which one it was? And I'm going over to the gas service. Because they asked me to come in public, because I called. They said, you're going to have to come on down to the gas service to get your gas turned on. I walked in there and I sat down, and this woman was sitting there. She actually had kind of a rudimentary computer, I think. And she said, can I help you? And I said, yeah. That's what I'm doing here. Then she says to me, what's your name? And I said, my name is Peggy Johnson. She didn't ask me what my middle name was, or I would have told her that too. And my middle name is Carolyn. Do not call me that other thing. Because you won't notice if you do. You won't notice, but I don't like it. It's not very interesting. But anyway, she didn't ask me her middle name. So I figured she was going to say, well, when are you going to be on home, Peggy Johnson, so we can come on by and turn your gas service on? And consequently, I was unprepared for her next question, which was, are you married? Now, I didn't know what being married had to do with getting gas service turned on, but I was feeling honest that day, so I said, no. I didn't feel married. I wasn't wearing anybody's ring, necklace, bracelet. What else could you wear to be married? I wasn't wearing any of them, so I said no. She said, that's what she kind of implied. Can you feel the edge yet? Because then she said, well, unmarried Peggy Johnson, when you're going, I thought you were like, when you're going to be on home to return the gas service on, and consequently I was totally unprepared for a question, which was, where do you work? Well, that was another thing. I didn't realize you had to have a job to get the gas turned on. I thought you could get it turned on and then get behind in your bill, and then, because you didn't have a job, and then you'd owe it, right? No, but she's implying I have to have a job to get it turned on, so I was being honest, and I said, well, lady, I don't have a job. I was doing odd jobs and such, but I really didn't have anything to speak of. She starts wondering out loud, well, how am I going to pay my gas bill? And I'm thinking, lady, I don't even have a gas bill. That's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get me one. Well, it's about 5 minutes later, and she still has not asked unmarried, unemployed Peggy Johnson when I'm going to be home so you can turn my gas service on. So I'm getting up and I'm, oh God. Children. I'm on my way out, and I told that lady to have a nice night, because it was very obvious to me she had not had a very good day, and somehow she thought it was my fault. I never met her before in my life. She could be sitting out there right now, although she'd be quite ancient. Then I'd like to tell you I went on home and I got the guitar and I wrote down this little song. blues song. This is not a list song. This is a talking blues song. Because, well, for one reason, it's in the key of G. And it's kind of blue. And I'm talking. I've heard people sing songs and they say they're talking blues songs and they don't talk a single word in it. It is not a talking blues song if you're not talking in it, right? So I'd like to tell when home and wrote down this little song, but that's not what I did. What I did do is I went home and I screamed fuck at the top of my lungs for 30 minutes. Then I took a cold shower. Then I got out the guitar and wrote down this little song, and I incorporated into it an old song I know and love because my mother taught it to me, but I could not do what the song implies and suggests. It's a song about food. Cooked food. I'm going to play it for you now. It goes like this. You reckon that's when they started thinking maybe I was a political animal? I don't know. I don't know what made them think that. All right. That was in G. The one before was in G. This was going to be in E. I don't know. Do y'all want to hear it? These are all old. If you came wanting to hear new stuff, I'm sorry, you're going to have to stay up late. I wrote this in 1986. Well, I played clarinet in the high school band. They said I could be the captain if I were a young man. Well, so I started drinking. Maybe I thought things would change. The guy that made the captain started to get deranged. The director found out he smoked pot, he lost his rank. They made me captain, nobody knew that I drank. I used to get stoned alone before class. I always liked school, so I always passed. I had a bunch of boyfriends in my fantasy world. I had one real friend, she was a girl. I used to like to get drunk around her so we could talk. I would have held her hand, but we never went for a walk. Now Janis Joplin, when I was 18, she couldn't carry a good tune, but I loved the way she screamed when she was history. To everybody else, so I listened to her by myself. I drank Southern Comfort, Club, Club, Club. I never knew how to put the plug in the jug. I used to drive around in my brother's Mazda. Every 10 minutes, I'd take a big out swig of vodka. Later, I'd crash out at my sister's apartment. My life became quite a tight compartment. I didn't let me out, I didn't let you in. Then I started having sex with my best friend. Now, all this time, I played a little guitar. Actually, the guitar was big, my knowledge was sparse. I had some Mel Bay books and a lesson or two. But I got real tired of playing skip to my room. I wanted to sing Bob Dylan songs, they had the same chords. I passed out often, but I never got bored. I was in the Beta Club, but I never went to those meetings. Competition was the purpose, and my attention span was fleeting. And when I graduated, I got to wear a gold sash. Night before, I got a hickey, and of course, I got smashed. The parents of the girl I was with beat her up. I just covered up my neck and threw my guts up. Like you do. Got together for a concert at the Macon Coliseum. I drank a half pint an hour. You know, I must have been parched. I came to in the middle of sight reading some obscure Susan Marsh. Hey, I didn't have a scholarship, but there was a missing link. I gave up my fuchsia for one more drink. Well, this song ain't got a moral and it ain't got a point. It's just a story of a girl who lost her mind for a joint. It don't matter if she lived, it don't matter if she died. She could have wept in the night, she could have laughed or she cried. And if you ain't got a pint, then a hay pint will do. And if you ain't needing a hay pint, then God bless you. 1989. Many years ago I made some choices. I took the Greyhound out from western Georgia. I bought a ticket in Atlanta for a westbound train. If I could do it again, I'd do it the same. But if I could change anything, I'd still be calling your name in the night. You'd be there beside me to answer my questions about love gone wrong. But it wouldn't be our love falling out of favor. Wouldn't be our hearts still yearning and craving. Now we could been singing together all along. You knew me when I couldn't carry a tune. Things would change, you always said it's true. I never heard nobody else, but I sure listened to you. The things you said just pierced right through, and I miss those days when all we needed was an open mic, someone to listen to us, maybe make a few bucks, win a bottle of booze, just when we'd run out of luck. But not from our love could we ever turn. The full hearts where the passion burned. We sang every day, knowing our big break would come. Time wasn't our friend, no, she didn't know us. There was a mountain above us and an ocean below us. Now we live far apart, 1,000 miles or so. And I hear your music on the radio, I can't help dreaming that it's you and me there singing real sweet, missing all the same beats. That's the way the song goes. We're bound by a long road to resolve what we started in our college days. We've been ready so long, and it's never too late. The choice is open only to riders of a westbound train. Yeah, we gave up Easy Street for a common goal. You found a fair weather lover, I found the old dust bowl. And now we write crazy letters only we can understand. Nothing really matters but that guild in your hand. I remember, my friend. I see the fabric that our lives have sewn. Stitch by stitch has that cloth been woven. The threads to us both have been given, more than chosen, through higher love. And the color's so rich, through every heart ever listened to us pick. I believe we'll meet again at the crossroad. This I wrote in 1989 as well. This is when I first discovered Nancy Griffith. So some of the chord progressions I know they came from there. And anyway, so this one has similar ones to that, but I mixed them up a little bit. I went to prison for a DUI. I had a couple before. I don't know why. I tried to stay away from the bottle, you know. I kept picking it up, I couldn't let go. I only hurt myself. I hurt the ones I love. I'm gonna get my appeal some someday. I saw a movie about clemency, looked easy as hell. Hope rise and fall in a lockdown cell. Her husband used to beat her, so she stabbed him in the heart. Now she's bound to the stake till death do us part. Drugs took her brain and hate took her mind. Hard luck took her freedom, hard living took mine. I'm tired of hurting myself. So much money, the seller, she the buyer. Black market in the joint, get a bottle of gin. Get me out of this place, I'll never do it again. Let me see my child, let me touch her face. Hold her in my lap, play patty cake. Days turn to years, she grows out of my reach. Dry eyes full of tears, what's left for me to teach? Try not to hurt yourself, little baby. Be one of the ones you love. Some are heaven's children, some are hell-bent. No one wants to stay, no one can freely leave. Don't help to have a dozen aces up your sleeve. If you did it or you didn't, you can't get out. Frustration to the limit is what I'm talking about. If you wait long enough or learn to use the system, don't make up the time that you miss the one you love. You miss the ones you love. You miss the ones you love. Hey, I know I'll get out if I live that long. I'll go traveling and singing my song. I'll take the bus, take the car to the grocery store. I'll have my own key, my own front door. I'll have 3 or 4 cats and a dog or 2. I'll have a lover if I want, I'll have a living room. Beg my only daughter, come and live with me. Go to work every day, climb the backyard tree. I'm gonna take care of myself. Be one of the ones. I'll be one of the ones. I'll be one of the ones. I'll be one of the ones I love. Thank you. I do have several more in this set, so I hope you're here for the music. I am. about 1990. Oh, I thought I had it. Hey, hey, baby, like the way you move around. Hey, hey, baby, make me feel like settling down. I feel like I've been saved from the terminal, lost and found. Come home, baby, I will ease your troubled mind. Come home, darling, I'm gonna give you some of my precious time. I feel like a rich girl, I feel so goddamn fine. A rich girl, a rich girl. Hey, a rich girl, she got no reason to sing the blues. Your fiery eyes fill me up with new ideas. I've been all around, but I ain't never been here. Never played here before. I've been real close, but I have never been so near. So I find myself waiting for your car to pull up in the drive. But asking for one, baby, I am bound to give you five. I'm just so glad for another day to be alive. A rich girl, yeah, 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 yeah. Rich girl, oh yeah. Hey, rich girl can sing the blues anytime she got a mind to. Can she play them? I don't know. When you touch me, baby, I feel the world spin round like a top. When I close my eyes, I feel old fireworks pop. When you kiss me, baby, I don't ever want you to stop. Please don't stop, 'cause I'm a rich girl. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, hey, I'm a rich girl. Ooh. You know the rich girl, she can sing the blues anytime she got a mind to. Thank you so much. That was fun. All right, I'm going to do two more, and then we're going to take a break and have our little refreshments that Danielle is so wonderful to bring. And Tucker is doing the sound, and the wonderful man who's doing the videoing, I'm going to teach a whole lesson right here. When somebody comes up to you and says, "Hi, my name is Peggy," you're supposed to say, "Hi, my name is," right? Right, but you didn't. So I can't, what's your name?
Bryce.
Bryce, you did. He did. No, I asked him his name. And, I said, "Oh, what was your name?" But just take it from me. When somebody comes up to you and says, "Hi, my name is," it's a cue. It's one of those social cues. If you don't know what those are, I'm explaining it to you now. It means you say, "Oh, hi, my name is
Mike.
Mike." Hi, Mike. Okay, are we going to introduce ourselves? Look, it's my fault. It's my fault. Yeah. I love you. What guitar is this? Did I put this on? Or I didn't take it off, right? Look, the kids had enough. It's fine. When you came to my shows, it was like, God, it would be 1 o'clock in the morning and you had to go, and I wouldn't quit playing, and you would get up, and I would say, "I was just fixing to play your favorite song." I don't know why people still even like me. All right, we're going to do this song. I wrote this song in 1992, but I had to rewrite it a little bit because I wrote it during the first Gulf War, but it doesn't quite fit. So I rewrote it a little bit. So it's sort of rewritten in 2024 or 5, but 25. But anyway. I woke up this morning, started scrolling through the news. Those U.S. Nazi fascist thugs are giving me the blues. They want us to believe that war is peace, like a half-filled empty cup. Reminds me of getting drunk in May, so in June I can sober up. Now the sock puppet sociopathic turd joined forces with ketamine musk. So many guns and made up fear, you just don't know who to trust. But a sage told me the real enemy is not the other side, it's the war. And peace is real, not a high ideal. Starts at your own front door. Stop fighting, stop hating. No black eyes or broken bones. Start loving, begin mending. The choices are your own. Now things seem pretty hopeless when you listen to the president's lies. The Constitution is thrown in the trash, wrapped in a flag disguise. Me, I turned my TV off like John Prine said to do. I got out the guitar and I wrote a little song, which now I'm singing to you. Everybody. Stop fighting, stop hating. No black eyes are broken. No black eyes are broken. Start loving, begin it. Start loving, begin mending. The choices are your own. The choices are your own. is a gay man. We drink coffee and like to talk shit. If it weren't for him, I'd have blown out my brains or driven us both off a cliff. One time we thought he had cancer. Now we have matching tattoos. Our mother's, father's, brothers, and sisters are dead, but our friendship has seen us quite through. Yeah, our grandson's in the army. He's got plenty of nerve. He's a quiet kid, and he is proud to serve. But if he told the army that he couldn't go, we'd smuggle him off to Canada, and we'd learn to live with the snow. Now sexism this, racism that, homophobia, oh. Sexism this, racism that, selfishness, greed, and denial. Class struggle, homophobia, boils down to human will. You step on my toe, I'll step on your toe. We'll see who is left standing up. Us toes and them toes, micros to macros. It makes me wanna throw up. Everybody stop fighting, stop hating, stop fighting, stop hating. No black eyes. No black eyes. Start loving, begin moving. Start loving, begin mending. The choices are your own. The choices are your own. Thank you. Love the Lord to send you out. And this one was built in 1994. I stopped off in Oklahoma back in 1982. Thought I'd stay a month or so till I figured out what to do. Now as some years later, I'm like a sailor washed ashore. The questions I was asking then don't need answers anymore. I found the people I was looking for back in lonely days gone by. I found them in the prairie land, the Dust Bowl lullaby. Strong women, gentle men, out to change the world. Daily work, fighting uphill battles. These are life's great pearls. These are the kind you'd be glad to find on a journey when you need a friend. If you got to leave, you won't stay gone long. You're bound to come around again. I found the kind I was looking for. I found them soon or fine. They sing to me, I sing to them. The Dust Bowl lullaby. Lavender rose placed so dear on the grave of my little cat. They made me marbles hand painted so fine. He had a bar where I sang for that. They followed me around and cheered me on, and now I'm cheering them on too. That's the way that we have learned to keep us muddling through. These are those eyes looking for. We walk the same tight wire. We love to play and work and sing the Dust Bowl lullaby. There's the one with the pretty voice, sings so sweet on key. Someone lives in my old house, someone takes my picture for free. Telephone lines, friend and lover, like a beacon on the darkest night. We stay up late like we were young again, everything ain't gonna be alright. I found them without looking, they showed up on the slide, singing loud and clear and free, the Dust Bowl lullaby. Yeah, I found them without looking, they snuck in on the slide, singing loud and clear and free, the Dust Bowl lullaby. Doing anything and you're doing this, and I really appreciate it. You've made my year. You might have made my decade.
Love you, Peggy.
Love you, baby.
Did we make your ring?
So the last song I did was written in 1994, and the next song I'm going to do is not a song I wrote, but I learned it in 2007. And there's a song I wrote in 1999, but I rewrote it a couple of days ago. I didn't really rewrite it. I woke up in the middle of the night with a tune and a verse, and I thought, I have heard this song before. And I remembered what it was, and it's not about the same thing, and it's got a little, no, yeah. But anyway, I found it, and it's still in my computer, but I wrote it in 1999, but I'm not going to play it here, because I'm going to play the 2025 version. But if you'll notice, now I'm skipping to 2007 when I learned this next song, because I don't think there are any songs in there, because that decade was not a very good decade for me, or it was very good, and I learned a lot of things better left unspoken about, because it just bore you to tears. But this is a song, I first heard it in 1977 at a place called Digger Odell's. It was a little bar in Atlanta, Georgia, that I was doing some open mics there in between falling out of my chair drunk. You can laugh. And I remembered it all those years. I remembered 2 lines from it, and I loved it, but I didn't know the song. I didn't know who wrote it. And so somewhere around 2006 or 7, Google got just that much better. The search engine, I happened to use Google, which happened to be the best one at the time, and maybe it still is, I don't know. But, you know, you didn't have to put parentheses so much anymore, and you didn't have to do certain things. And I had Googled it before, I never found it, but I Googled it either 06 or 07, and it came up. And it's a Jesse Winchester song. And it's one of my favorite songs of all time. A showman's life is a smoky bar, fever chase of a distant star, a hotel room and a lonely wife. That's all it is. To a showman's life, nobody told me about this part. They told me all about the pretty girl and the wine and the money, the good times. There's no mention of all the wear and tear on an old honky-tonker's heart. I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Now a boy will dream, and girls dream too, of a great white way till the dream comes true. A lone estate, and a colored light, that's all it is. Showman's life, nobody told me about this part. They told me all about the pretty girls and the wine and the money, the good times. There's no mention of all the wear and tear on an old honky-tonker's heart. I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Then in 2011, over in Tucson, Arizona, where our friend Gabby Giffords was a United States Congress representative. I went down to the Safeway. It was a Saturday, like other Saturday. Of my grown-up life. I saw a little crowd and a banner there At a table sat our U.S. Congress rep, some constituents, and a little girl. I thought I'd stop at the Walgreens first for a Christmas closeout, maybe a cheap t-shirt, just a Saturday in America, just a Saturday in America. I was walking out when the shots began under the banner there, and the people ran. I ran too. Toward the crisis. It was chaos. I can't describe the scene, the beginning and end of the American dream. It flew up that day, up above the fray. I could see it there as it floated away. Now I'm sad and heartbroken. I'm sad and heartbroken in Tucson. I went down to the Safeway. It was a Saturday, like other Saturday. Of my grown-up life. It was chaos. Can't describe the scene, the beginning and end of the American dream. It flew up that day, up above the fray. I could see it there, then it floated away. Now I'm sad, heartbroken, sad, heartbroken. I'm sad and heartbroken in Tucson. Then, in 2013, in Aurora, Colorado, there was a Batman movie. They were just going to the movies, just going to the movie. A little girl birthday boy, a little girl and a birthday boy. Guns, 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 guns. Freedom, 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 freedom. A little girl and a birthday boy and a military man. They were just going to the movies. A little girl and a birthday boy and a military man. Guns, 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 guns. Freedom, freedom. Sorry, crazy. A little girl and a birthday boy. The movies, the movies. They were just going to the movies. I wrote this song. I don't know if it has anything to do with Louise's father, but it does have something to do with mine. But thank you for the dream. Let's get our dads together for, wait, how does it start?
Let's get together.
Get out, get out the double barrel.
Somebody could want it.
I think it's tall.
Let's get our dads together and talk. We'll talk about something. That's Mike Mason, y'all. Thank you, Mike, my oldest fan. There are things about him I do not understand, but look, we're still together. Let's get our dads together and talk. We'll talk about something or nothing. When it all turns to race and gaze, we'll say, to hell with that. Let's talk about religion. To hell with that. We're Episcopalian, we don't believe in hell. To hell with that. To hell with that. Let's get our brothers together for baseball. We can pitch and play shortstop. When they give me the bat and send me to the plate to get a hit for the team, we'll say, to hell with that. I can throw, I can catch. To hell with that. But I cannot get it out of the outfield. Infield, hell with that. Whatever, what's happening? To hell with that. Let's get our sisters together and cook. She cooks without a book. When she sends me a recipe in the mail, we'll say, what are we going to say, y'all? To hell with that. You cook it, I'll eat it. To hell with that. I'm not saying that to her face, though. To hell with that. To hell with that. Let's have a family reunion at the lake. We'll have fried chicken and potato salad when the talk turns to the minutia of people we don't know. We'll say, to hell with that. This is my step-family reunion. To hell with that. I certainly don't know anything about them. To hell with that. To hell with that. Let's get our mothers together and sew. Some of them are in the know. When she gives me a pattern for my birthday, I'll say, not to her face though, to hell with that. You make it, I'll wear it. To hell with that. I don't cook, I don't sew. To hell with that. To hell with that. To hell with
Cheers.
Now, I think I wrote this one in 2017. So I bought my own house. Well, I had a house before that, if you could call it a house. And in 2007, and I lived there 7 years, and then I moved out for about a year, and I moved back. So I was born and raised in Macon, Georgia, and the month before I was born, they bought a house, and I lived there for 17 years. So one of my goals was to live in the same place for 17 years. Check. So now, I'm just going to say I lived there 18 years. You know, you don't have to tell. Anyway, here's this song. So the rest of these songs were written there. I don't remember how this came about, but I wrote it in the key of F.
What?
You know? I mean, I could put the capo on 1 and use the E stuff, but hi. We love you. Was it just one little car? Okay, that's all good.
There's people on it.
That's that one? Oh, it's 9. It's a little after 9. Hi, y'all. I've ridden that a few times. It's fun. How many have ridden it? Isn't it fun? I want to do it again. We should all do it at the same time. Because, I mean, what are you going to do when you get there? I mean, you have to take a bus or a taxi. One time I walked to the gardens.
Oh, no.
I swear to God. Don't go anywhere with me if you don't like to walk. Anyway. So, I wrote it in F. You cannot put the capo on and use the E stuff. And it doesn't sound as good in G, even though I've started doing that. But I'm going to play it in F today. So if I mess up, it's your fault. Oh, let's see. Do I have the words here? No, I know the words to this one. You'll notice I didn't look at any words in the last set, except the ones I wrote this year. All right. In your dreams lie the answers to the problems of the day. If you're scared of taking chances, you should take them anyway. If decisions are not easy and you cannot find your way, listen to your dreams. When you think of giving up, when you think of giving in, when every road you turn down looks like a dead end, if the promise of the rainbow might bring heartache to your friends, listen to your dreams. Dreams are frightening. Dreams are real. Dreams are crazy. Dreams conceal. Some are spot on. Some seem wrong. You're the dreamer. Dream on. In the daylight of your longing, when the dreams come tumbling in, the midnight of your sleeping, you're gonna dream those dreams again. Hear the song they're singing and then sing them out again. Listen to your dream. Dreams are frightening. Dreams are real. Dreams are crazy. Dreams conceal. Some are spot on. Some seem wrong. You're the dreamer. Dream on. song. Just look for the next record. Is that okay? Moving on. I was just going to sing through the same verses again, but at a more jumpy speed. But it was going to be the same tempo, but kind of like you know, just a little exercise. It's just a little exercise you do in your living room floor. Oh, all right. Now I wrote this, I'm pretty sure in 2017, it might have been 2016. Well, I'm reaching out in this meantime, but I'm prone to the wrong direction. I'm seeking out some deliverance. I'm not looking for perfection. I got friends and lovers and gods and guts, most anything a woman can claim. But it's never enough, there's always something missing. Just need another link in my chain. Who will be my witness when Mama dies? Who will send me valentines without any ties? Who will be my witness? She had me in the winter time, the third of a full house for. I had brilliance and promise. I left it all on the cutting room floor. Life proceeded to have its way with me. The crazy beat me down, but she never did give up on me, even though I let her down. I will be her witness. I'll do the best I can. Sunflowers, azaleas, ashes in the wind. I will be her witness. Remember when? Oh, it used to be. Way back then. Ah, yes, I see. Let's look ahead. Let's plan this party. Let's create a memory. I've got baggage, and it's filled with all my rites of passage. I've been saving them up in a suitcase full of rags and riches. The leather is at the breaking point. The bands are old and frayed. I'm gonna have to blow this joint. It's just too hard to stay. Can I be your witness? Show me what you will. White roses, cardinals, a necklace of paper shells. Can I be your witness? You started this one summer, just an innocent invitation. I saw you look for me across the way, and it felt like a consecration. I knew it then and I know it now. There's nothing I can do. You have not gone unnoticed, and now the rest is up to you. Will you be my witness, even though you were not there? It's just a silly rose laid upon a stair. Will you be my witness? I think these are thirds, right?
Yes.
So I wrote this little song, and I have attached it to a couple of songs, but I'm going to just play it for you, and then I'm going to play another song. And this song, the song I'm going to play after it, I did not write, but I did rewrite some of it because it doesn't quite fit right now, because it was written in 1996, I think. And but once I say John Lewis, I rewrote the rest of that. But before that, I rewrote a little bit in the first verse. But the rest of it is intact, and it is a Steve Earle song, by the way. But Woody Guthrie said, there's a song in there, you can pluck it out, right out of thin air. You don't have to dress it up in fancy clothes, you just tell the people what you know, and then you pass it around to the folks in your hometown. You can do it. I wrote Christmas time in Washington, the Democrats are down, getting into gear for 4 more years of government by clown. Republicans are happy now and they thank their lucky stars. They don't care about the future because they say now the whole damn thing is ours. I sat home in Tennessee, just staring at the screen, a sinking feeling in my chest, just wondering what it means. So come back, Woody Guthrie, come back to us now. Tear your eyes from paradise, rise again somehow. If you run into Jesus, maybe he could help you out. Come back, Woody Guthrie, to us now. I followed in your footsteps once, back in my traveling days. Somewhere I failed to find your trail, now I'm stumbling through the haze. roll, now I'm stuck here in this town. So come back, Woody Guthrie, come back to us now. Tear your eyes from paradise, rise again somehow. If you run into Jesus, maybe he could help you out. Come back, Woody Guthrie, to us now. There's foxes in the hen house, cows out in the corn. The unions have been busted, their proud red banner torn. To listen to the radio, you'd think that all was well. You and me and Childers know it's going straight to hell. So come back, Emma Goldman, rise up, old Joe Hill. The barricades are going up, they cannot break our will. Come back to us, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. John Lewis is in Selma as the bells of freedom ring. Come back, Shirley Chisholm, Stockholm Mulder and John Brown. Che Guevara, Alice Paul, we need you in this town. Harvey Milk and JFK and RFK the senior. Eleanor the Roosevelt, John Lennon and Pete Seeger. Come back, all the hippies who said, hell no, we won't go. Come back, John Prine, sing to us. Come back to us, Sam Stone. Come back, Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Come back, Tommy Smothers, come back, Johnny B. Good. Come back, Frederick Douglass, bring Lincoln when you come. Dorothy Day, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman. Del Martin and Phyllis Lyon, Harriet Beecher Stowe. Audre Lorde and Adrian Rich, rise from the dead, Jane Roe. Then come back, Woody Guthrie, come back to us now. Tear your eyes from paradise, rise again somehow. If you run into Jesus, maybe he could help you out. Come back, Woody Guthrie, to us now. Thank you. Steve Earlson. Now, I learned that one in 2023, and this next one I wrote in 2024. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the way I wrote it. I had this event coming up. I had some ancestry that I knew a tiny bit about, and I came up with the first verse, which is now the second verse, and I was walking. I walked and walked. I walked east on 48th Street, all the way down to that little, whatever that is, Harvey Parkway or whatever, that little thing, and around, and I'm like, and I've got my notes or my voice memos on my thing, and I kept coming up with all these lyrics. it was really fun writing this song. I'm from North America, south of Canada, north of Mexico and east of California, south of Carolina and Tennessee and north of Florida, east of Alabama, smack dab in the middle of the United States of Georgia, United States of Georgia. But my daddy's mama's daddy was born in Donegal. I thought I was half Irish and one half Liverpool. Turns out there's another half of me, on that I'll take my stand. Cause my daddy's mama's my daddy was a Stratton, born of the Locks of Scotland, born of the Locks of Scotland. I skipped rocks on many a pond and swum the backyard pools. Got drunk on a ferry in the Strait of Gibraltar. I sang in a ship's band. The only thing I want to do now is gaze on the locks of Scotland, gaze on the locks of Scotland. The plane touched down in Edinburgh and then I hopped the train. In Stirling I started my walking tour to see the pretty terrain. I never sat once, I know the feel of a car, and my boots got filled with sand. Every step took me closer still to another lock in Scotland, one more lock in Scotland. When I returned to USA, I sold all my possessions. Got a one-way ticket on a steamer ship to sail toward my obsession. I bought a wee house on a bonny shore, now I play in a Gaelic band. Living the life of Riley on the locks of Scotland, right on the locks of Scotland. Let me tell you why. Cause my daddy's mama's daddy was born in Donegal. I thought I was half Irish and one half Liverpool. Turns out there's another half of me, on that I'll take my stand. Cause my daddy's mama's daddy was a Stratton, born in the locks of Scotland, born in the locks of Scotland. Some of you have heard this song, most of you have not. There are no children. I did run it past the father and he said it would be okay, but they had to go because they had an early rise for their work. This is a true story. The year is true. I mean, I wrote it in 2025, but the year in the song is different. And this really happened exactly like this. And then the ending is what it is. I still love that memory of you. You're sitting on the bed with your school books all spread out. It must have been 1969. I'd had a hard day at grammar school. Kids talking things I didn't understand at 11 years old. I knew I could ask you what it meant. Climbing on the foot of the bed, as I can still see your smile as you gave me your attention. And I asked you, what does fuck mean? What does fuck mean? What does fuck mean? I asked you, what does fuck mean? Feel free to sing along. You'll be singing it for the rest of the week. In retrospect, I can almost see the gears in your brain turning oh so lovingly as you explain to your little sister birds and bees. You said because of love, it's when the man puts his penis inside the vagina of the woman. You made it sound beautiful and good. I scrunched my face and said, that's gross. Kids at school had said to make a baby you had to fuck. So I asked you and you said it was true. What does fuck mean? What does fuck mean? I asked you, what does fuck mean? Many years have passed since that day. And as for the fucking thing, it turns out I was gay. But now people use that word in other ways. Like, where the fuck did my sister go? Won't you speak to me? How the fuck will I ever know? Oh fuck, I've just gotta let this go. I still love that memory of you. What does fuck mean? What does fuck mean? I asked you, what does fuck mean? Yeah, I still love that memory of you. All right, this next song was written in 2025, except for the thing I attached to it, which was written earlier. But it had been hanging around with me for decades, the little diddle-diddle-doo. I finally put words to it, and then I finally attached it to this song because
It fits.
it's in the key of G. So this is my song about what if climate change resulted in just a singular event. I mean, you know, what if? Were you there when we died in the great heat wave, when the heat pushed us down into our grave? Not one single life was saved. Were you surprised? Were you scared? Were you brave? There was no I to think, therefore I am, none to count, 7 wonders of the world which still stand. No one to be or not to be. Were you angry? Were you sad? Were you relieved? Before that instant, did you learn? Were you kind and giving, or was your life unexamined and not worth living? When all forms of life just disappeared, did it matter at all that you were here? Nobody could survey the valley of dry bones, no eyes to see, all perception was gone. Mind and body all forgot, nothing was and nothing was not. Were you there when we died in the great heat wave, when the heat pushed us down into our grave? Not one single life was saved. Were you surprised? Were you scared? Were you Sometimes I get up early, sometimes I get up late, always in a hurry, hurry up and wait. I ain't going nowhere, I ain't going nowhere fast. Life is such a stranger, 50 years before the mast. See, sometimes I care, and sometimes I refuse. But I got the love confused. I like to stay up late, I like to get up early, I like my french fries straight, and sometimes I like some curry. Every time I go somewhere, I end up leaving way too soon. Just like Uncle Jackie, Alice to the moon. See, sometimes I care. and I could never die if the green grass all turned blue. Would you ever stop to wonder why there are patterns in this universe? Patterns slammed together, creating chance. Chance is luck, a mystery, all is flux, and then we're history. Thank you, Depot, Danielle, everybody else that made this happen. I'm sorry about names, but names escape me. I've got this one song. I wrote this song a couple of days ago. And again, it has sort of the tune of a song I wrote in 1999. But I also changed it. I'm gonna have some coffee now, because you know what? When I'm singing, coffee, I can drink it all night. How about you? I'm having a little trigger finger here. I've been having it since the first set. And it is really, this next song is in C. And you fucking really need your index finger.
Oh, no.
Any magicians in the house? Okay, y'all send your stuff out here. Thank you. Oh my God, Mike. Thank you. Mike, okay. We do our best. I didn't have to tell you this, but I did. Is that an F6?
It's a D minor 7.
Yeah, but I'm in the key of C, so it has to be an F thing.
No,
It is an F thing, but it's a D minor 7.
Why? What is it in F?
It's an F6.
Thank you. Fucking F6, bitch. I went 40 years not using the B word, you know, it didn't change the world. So the only thing is, I don't call anybody that in anger, ever. I might call you a motherfucking piece of shit. But I will not call you the B word. If I call you the B word, it means I absolutely adore you and love you. Oh. Bitch. Since I met you, it's been roses and rainbows. Out of the blue, the magic unfurled. Before I swapped songs around the campfire, now I'm singing all over the world. Now I'm singing all over the world. When you go with your bow to Indiana, the place in my 20s where I was reborn, do not forsake the prairie that raised you. Don't lose your buffalo soul to the corn. Don't lose your buffalo soul to the corn. Shakespeare calls you. Scotland awaits. Hearts so dear across the ocean. You're never too old, and it's never too late. we'll stop for a glass of sweet tea. We'll reminisce about the wildflowers blooming, big stem and little, they roll like the sea. Oh, big stem and little stem roll like the sea. After I met you, the world was less scary. Out of the blue, the magic unfurled. Before I was isolated and lonely, and now I'm singing all over the world. Now I'm singing all over the world. Shakespeare calls you, Scotland awaits. Hearts so dear across the ocean, you're never too old, and it's never too late. After I met you, everything shifted. Before that, I was nobody's girl. Out of the blue, I understood magic, and now I'm singing all over the world. Now I'm singing all over the Thank you. I love you. You made my life. All right. I wasn't prepared for this, but I'll do one more. You have to sing with me. And I don't like spirituals. I love the way they sound, but I can't sing the words. I will not sing those words. That's just me. You can sing them all you want. You're not going to have to sing them now. But this is one of those songs, and the little stuff in it is good, but I recently read a story about how this song was used in a more recent protest. Like it was getting murky out there. Not since No Kings, but a little before it was not that bad. Anyway, it was getting a little tense, and some people started singing this, and they had a few verses that they added that I can't remember, so we're not going to do it unless you think of one. And it goes like this. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Is that the key? Is that okay? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let
Mama, let it shine.